What's up, YouTube? NBA. We're gonna have a little education today. We're gonna go to class. We're gonna go to class and we're gonna talk about NBA and the reasons for basketball, for college basketball. It's here, it's among us, and we love it. Let's go. Guys, go down, hit the subscribe button. That way you can get updated this week when we put out some winners in the football this week. Like last week, come on. I know I can talk about them all day. I love talking about games I make money on, but I'm going to move forward. Let's talk about what we got going now. What we got going tonight, NBA opening night. The Bucks last night, the under on the Bucks game last night, under 234. That won too. Guys, with what we got going also today in the NBA, we got a couple games isolated. We got a nice dog that we got going tonight. That game's going to get the money for us. Put an emoji in the comments section of a basketball, and I'll shoot you over the winner, or somebody, at least someone on the team will shoot you over a winner. Let's move in. Let's dive in now. Let's dive in a little bit of reasons to play basketball. All right, number one, you don't have to force games. Because they do play so many games, 82 in the NBA, around 30 to 33 to 35 in college, depending on how good they are. You don't have to just force bets. Like in college football, teams only play 12 games, 10 games. NFL, now it's only 17. So and there's only one game a week in the football. So you're a little more limited on what you're able to do as far as tracking, monitoring, jumping on. More in basketball, it's 7 days a week. You're going to be able to pick your spots. You don't have to bet a game every day. That doesn't mean that every single day we have something in action. That's not what I'm saying. But it gives us such an opportunity and an advantage to be able to pick our spots on soft line or on a bad number, or a team that has been hot and we can ride them 3 days in a week, or a team in college basketball that's been hot, we can ride them, or a team's been cold, teams are losing, you just go against them. I mean, it's easy, you just bet against them. So we've talked about that in the past in a previous video. Also I gave you an analogy about baccarat, and I gave you the analogy on that with banker player. Well, one of the reasons for basketball, it's every day, 7 days a week. That gives us an advantage. Professional sports bettors, we get an advantage. All right, number two, you got soft numbers. Because there are so many games like that every day, this is one of the only sports where Vegas is putting out lines on a daily basis for teams. Sometimes they get them wrong. It does happen. You'll see a line movement in college basketball, 3-4 points in 2 hours. That doesn't happen in the NFL. You're not doing that unless there's a drastic injury, unless a quarterback goes out. That's the only time that you get something like that happening, in football. In basketball, that happens all the time, and the reason this happens is because they make it a bad line. They put out a bad line on a game, and they don't have time to adjust it. So they're trying to adjust it as the day goes. So another thing that gives us an advantage, the Vegas, it's one of the times where lines can be off, okay? Especially in the NBA. You guys see it all the time. You see a team, a 7, 8, 9 point favorite, and they lose outright. I mean, you don't get that a lot in the NFL, but you get that a lot in the NBA. So value of underdogs. When you do really keep up with it, you can get value of dogs. You can get, money line opportunities that we can cash in on, like a baseball, where you can get a big dog, you can get a good, a line on it, and you can capitalize on being able to put small money down and have a big payout. Another huge advantage. Another advantage in the basketball, people ask me all the time, oh, I don't like that, I don't keep up with that. Well, that is one of the reasons why most of the people that do hire us is because, everybody knows NFL, and everybody follows it. A lot of people know the top 25 college. but they don't really keep up with the other schools. Well, there's over 300 schools like out there, you know, with your Division II, Division I. You got them all over the place. Well, in college basketball, they're putting out lines on so many more games and conferences. Just a little future, give you a little inside scoop on what we do. If you're a client of ours, or you're a future client going to be of ours, we make a killing off of that. We make a killing off of schools that you've never bet before. We're going to make more money on schools that are not in that top 35, 45 in the country than we will even touch the top 25 in the country in college basketball. We make a ton of money on those smaller conferences. So if these are also teams and conferences that you don't really keep up with a lot, I would reach out to us. I would get informed with what we're doing and find out, on a more personal level of a track record of what we're doing on a day-to-day, a consistent day-to-day basis. So what I need you to do is hit the comments down in the below and let me know. Also, if you got something that you want to talk about, comments, I'll make a video about your comments, about your questions, about your whatever you got to say. I'll make a separate video about it and give you a shout out on there. So at least that way you get a little bit of, that whatever you're putting out there is getting answered. So I'll do my best. I'll try to address them all. As long as they're within reason, right? As long as they're within reason. But also, moving on with the basketball. Referees. I don't know if you remember this, but a few years ago, the referee went on 60 Minutes. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to name drop. But he went on 60 Minutes, and he let the world know on 60 Minutes how games are fixed. He let the world know how the zebras, the stripes, the refs control the pace. They control the free throw line. They control, obviously, the foul calls. They control the and ones. They control the turnovers. The referees control the ball game. And he made it very clear in that 60-minute episode. And if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend going over and tuning in. You can find it off of YouTube. I would type in something like NBA ref on 60 Minutes. Something like that. I'm not going to give you his name. I'm not giving him any publicity on this. All right? But I do know that he even addressed it, that you got the underground people. All right? I'm not going to talk about them either, but the underground people are paying these people to control the game. I don't know if you follow me on that. I'm going to rewind that. The undergrounds are paying the zebras to control the outcome of the games. Right there, that just absolutely seems like it blows up NBA, right? If you also are updated in this type of industry, you'll know that there are college kids that get in trouble for shaving points every year. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. It's out there. You can find it. So, NBA, if you know that you have certain advantages, and that's, I think, with our 20-year plus expertise, is it just because something looks good on paper? I promise you Vegas isn't going to let it happen. I promise. I've been around way too long. I've done it way too long. If something looks good and it's so good and it's just juicy, like there's no way this is losing, Vegas ain't letting it happen. The zebras aren't letting it happen. Just not. So a lot of guys bet the basketball and then the next day just say, how did that happen? How did that happen? And they scratch their head all year. Well, I can tell you how it happened. I just told you how it happened. I just told you right there that they will not allow the easy ones to just come in. So unless you're willing to get ugly, get dirty, get your hands dirty, and be able to dive in on some of these that don't look good, that are ugly on paper, you're not going to make any money in the NBA. So my advice is hire somebody like myself, better yet, myself, our company, 10 Dime Sports. Hire us. If you hire 10 Dimes, we're going to be able to paint you a great picture on how we're attacking this, what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. We'll take you through our life on a day-to-day so you can see what we're doing, what it looks like out here betting the games, and you're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to collect more from your book than you're used to collecting. And that is where we're going to be high-fiving, high-fiving, high-fiving all the way to the bank all season long. So another reason we can dive into that basketball is one of the most profitable sports is, obviously the refs, a lot of games, a lot of teams. Also in the NBA, if you're able to track back-to-back games, when you got a team that played last night and then they play today, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. If you look at the stats on teams playing back-to-back, it's not good. The legs aren't there. They're not running. It's really weird that the guys that make more money than anybody but baseball players in all sports, other than soccer, and some of the NASCAR guys. But I mean, as a whole, the NBA, their collective bargaining agreement, like the lowest paid guy is making $5 million to ride the bench. You know what I mean? So if there's this much money being put out to these players, I don't understand why they're so tired on back-to-back. I don't think that they have the stamina. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to go out there and run with them, because who am I kidding? All right? Now, I do believe, and I truly believe that I can shoot free throws better than a lot of them. I already know that. I know what I can shoot free throws at, and I watch them shoot free throws. So that I can beat them on. And I bet a lot of you watchers out there could probably beat these guys on free throw line too. You probably say it every night when you're watching a game. When the guy goes 1 for 5 on the free throw line, you say, and you lose by a point, and you're like, ah, right? I could have made that. Trust me, we've all done it. NBA though, college hoops, it is one of the most profitable sports. I will prove it. We will show you. We're not making it up. This isn't a sales tactic. This is a fact. And a lot of the players in the past that have told us, I'm not a fan of it, I don't like it, they become a fan of it quick. They start asking us, what do you got in basketball today? What do you got in college hoops today? Like, they go from, I don't want it, don't waste my time, to calling every day, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? That's what we're going to do as well if you give us a chance. And it doesn't matter if it's college football, if it's NFL football, baseball playoffs right now, the NHL, the basketball. Like right now, the NBA is what we got going in front of us. There's a lot of reasons to make money on the NBA. I could go over probably 20 or 30 more. But the ways also to bet the NBA is on a point system, where you're doing a point spread or money line or over-under. Like last night, we had the under on the Bucks game. The total was 234. They scored 231. That's a winner. They went under. The total combined score of both teams went under 234. On the spread, we had the Bucks. Now, we played them on the money line, -1, but they were -1.5. Now, it won no matter what. They won by double digits, but we bet that on the money line, not the spread. So tonight, we have a good information coming in. I'd love to share that with you. Like I told you, we got a dog tonight in the NBA. It's going to get the money for us. Put a comment down put an emoji, better yet, in the comment section of a basketball, and I'll shoot you over a winner. We'll start you out with a W right out of the gate. And you soccer guys, like, where you been? Just because I didn't make a post out there say, ask for soccer, doesn't mean we ain't doing it. Last 2 days we made money on the soccer already. I mean, this is during the week. During the week when a lot of guys aren't even looking at it. So, they don't even know that that's going on. They're waiting on football for the weekend. Well, right now you'd already be up 3 units going into the week right now just on soccer. So, NBA, one of my favorites. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to talk to you. I bet it's one of your favorites. I like money, which is why I like NBA. I love money, which is why I love basketball. College basketball. It really is. It really is a step up and above the other major sports. So I'd love to hear from you. If you got another, question about what I said or an opinion about what I said, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to be able to have a healthy debate on that. And the reason why is experience. I've experienced it. I've seen it. I've lived it firsthand. Every year. Firsthand. So when you do that, you're on another level when it comes to this. You're not just talking about it. You're living it. So I've seen it. I've lived it. I've experienced it. NBA is gold. Tonight, we got gold. Where else you going to find a dog like that we feel is going to win outright? So hit us up. Message us. Call us. Shoot us a text. You see the NBA, the guy in the middle? Larry Bird? That's my favorite. Probably most guys, right? Larry, Reggie Miller. Those are guys, us shooters. If you were a shooter, you definitely like them. Those are the guys. Boom! Pop! Pop! NBA! Let's go, boys. I'd like to hear from you soon. Let's go.